And speaking of Fun Time February, we're doing a Fun Time Mario Paint Monday. Hello and welcome, new season. Season 9, episode 1, baby. Unfortunately, it doesn't have fun in the title, but we can still make it fun, right? I don't know if it's at all noticeable, but well, it probably isn't noticeable. And I thankfully didn't mess it up too much. But I did give myself like a little bit of a trim of a haircut. Cutting your own hair is difficult. It is a tough thing. But I got like a little just into it earlier. I was like, you know, I kind of want to like just trim this a little bit. I think if I was cutting someone else's hair, I think I could actually do a pretty decent job, low key. Especially, you know, crazy cutting the back of your head, your hair on the back of your head. Crazy that's a little difficult because it's almost like you can't really see it too well. I remember like a month ago when I was giving myself a haircut again. I like had my phone in like the selfie camera and I like was looking at the mirror to look at my phone screen, which had the camera pointing at the back of my head so I could see it, because like when I originally tried trimming the back of it, because I was like, I don't want like a fucking, like I don't want a rat tail. I don't want a rat tail. I don't like how those look. I was like trying to make sure I didn't have that and make sure it was like kind of even-ish, and it was so difficult. I think I got Skittle to do it for me eventually. I was like, can you just like fix this for me, because I can't do it very well. Like I think I did almost an okay job with it. You shaved, now you look more like a twink? Oh my god, yes. Let's go. I'm low-key thinking of getting my face waxed again. I'm considering it. I don't know. I'm just like, I hate my facial hair. I hate my stubble. I don't know. I was considering doing that again. Potentially. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Why isn't your gift late? I bought these Omori stickers and they finally came in last week. Damn, when did you buy them? Those things must have been in shipping hell for like so long. November? Jeez, that's crazy. That is insane. At least you got it eventually. Thankfully it didn't get lost or anything like that of the sort. That would have been shitty. That would have been not hype at all. Speaking of shitty and cutting hair, so something that's messed up is that apparently the hairdresser that I go to, and my dad and Skittle started going to, apparently the place that she's at downtown, like the person who owns that building, the landlord, I guess, apparently the landlord started charging, is charging her like $3,500 for rent now at the end of the month, or is gonna add on an extra $3,500 per month for rent. And I'm like, bro, I don't know if there's like any reason for it, or if it's just absolutely no context. Yeah, I'm just gonna charge you more. I'm gonna charge you an extra like 4,000 almost, just because. So apparently she's moving out of there, and where she's gonna be is like, my dad said 20 to 40 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's a pretty big range. I'm like, which is it? But so instead of her being like a 5-minute or like it's like a 5-minute drive, aka half that just getting downtown and getting parking and walking there, then it's gonna be, oops, it's gonna be like over an hour and a half, like round trip probably. So that's fucking lame. Super lame. Love it. Love this. Yeah, and apparently I guess she like was AFK for the holiday season, and when she came back, apparently the ceiling was leaking in her place, and I guess a bunch of her stuff got ruined because of it. And when she like tried going after the landlord, being like, can you do something about this? She was like, or the landlord was just like, oh, talk to your insurance. And she's like, bruh. That landlord is just apparently another typical shitty landlord. So I hope something that isn't good happens to that landlord. Might as well find the eating / shopping place while there, make the haircut a whole day thing. Maybe. Yeah, I have no idea what's around where she's gonna be at now, or like starting in February. Yeah, I should probably try and see if I can get Skittle and I in there on like Saturday, but I don't know if she's like actually gonna be in there on the weekend or not, or if she's like out already. I don't know for sure. I honestly, I should have called her today, but I'm dumb and I didn't. Oops. I was busy doing things. And then, I guess now that I thought about it, it's like, oops, it's like, I think she leaves usually around like 2 or 3. So, yeah, it's better to call her like early afternoon or in the morning if I can. Like, I don't know if they're charging, like if everywhere downtown is getting charged more for rent, or if it's just that guy randomly is just like, yeah, I'm just gonna upcharge your rent. No, like, okay, dude. All right, dude. Go fuck yourself. Because that's like apparently one of the buildings in town here, it has been vacant for, I swear to God, like almost 10 years. And according to my dad, he said that like the person who owns that place, who owns the building, charges like a stupid amount for rent. So that's why like no one has like moved in there. There was like one store that was in there, and they were kind of like open and closed like randomly over the course of time, and it seems like they're just like abandoned now. Like the sign is still there and everything, and I think on Google last I checked, it still had hours on there, and I'm pretty sure out front it still had store hours on there. But like, I remember like one time a couple years ago we went in, or we tried to go in there when it said they were open, and there was like no one there, not a soul in sight. So it's like, all right, guess this place is just dead. So that's weird. But unironically, that building could become a bouldering gym. Unironically, it'd be so pog if it became one. Because it's a pretty big space, and I'm pretty sure the ceilings are pretty high in that building. So I'm like, yeah, that could become a bouldering gym. Be so good. Same thing happened with your hairstylist. When your hairstylist moved places, I tracked him down. Damn, he didn't tell you where he was moving to. Kind of fucked up. Oh. Yeah, honestly, like, I don't know. Yeah, once my hairdresser, once she's like further away, like I low-key might just like start like over time like trimming my hair slightly. Just like keep it in check. Cause I don't think that'd be like an awful thing trying to like learn how to cut my own hair. Be convenient. Cause I usually go like a long time without getting my hair cut. Like I'll get it cut and then I'll wait like 3 to 4 months sometimes. I know some people, they get their hair cut like every few weeks, which is crazy. I would not be against learning how to cut my own hair. Because right now there's definitely like some parts of my hair that I'm like, I don't like how this looks. I do need to get a new like hair paste or gel or something at some point. Probably, well, probably wouldn't use a gel at this point. But yeah, I threw out my Hans de Foucault that I had because it was like 5 years old, and I was like, I don't know if I should still be using this or not because it's so old. Like, I don't know. It was probably fine, but I just kind of threw it out. I was like, all right, I'll just get rid of it. Fine. Mouse, please. Because I do coincidentally have my own pair of like little like I don't know if they're specifically salon grade or whatever scissors, but I do have like little clippers. So I'm not just using like a pair of like kitchen scissors on my hair or something. I'm not going crazy. I do have something that's actually meant for the task. So I just like randomly bought it like a long time ago, back in like early 2020, I think. I don't know if I bought it with the intent of learning to cut my own hair, or if I was like, it'd be nice to like, be able just to give myself like a little trim if it's like, oh, these parts are like way too long. Oh, that felt kind of nice. Good back crack. Solid. That was a solid like 6 out of 10 back crack. Be nice to learn, but not be able to see the back of your head easily. I don't know if Carlos ever used it more than once, but I remember he built like a huge like mirror contraption so he could see the back of his head. That was like early COVID arc where he was trying to cut his own hair. I don't know if he stuck with that or anything, or if he kind of abandoned that. Because I remember he said that it took him 3 hours to cut his hair that time he tried to do it. I'm like, holy shit, that's crazy. I know Carlos, like, he has like a lot more hair than I do. So I imagine like that inherently would be like a much bigger of a task than like me, than my hair. you make your haircuts a whole day thing since you go once every 3 to 4 months. Feels good, getting that good stuff in the area. Yeah, I definitely don't like going all the time. Like it's not hype for me to be like, okay, like it's okay, let's go down there like frequently. I don't know, just not the vibe for me. So it could be nice to learn that skill. I think it could be nice. Like one thing that bothers me sometimes, like the hairs like around my ear, like they'll get like super long sometimes. So like even those, like just like trimming that area a little bit can be nice. But one awkward thing is, you know, when you get your haircut, if you're a glasses wearer like me, you know, you have your glasses off during the haircut. But, you know, when I'm cutting my own hair, I can't do that because I need to be able to see and all that. So that's a little awkward. If I'm trying to do anything like around like the glasses part, it's like a little awkward to deal with. But other than that, not too bad. Yeah, 3 hours, yeah. Yeah, he was going through it. Well, other than that, what's on the menu for everyone today? Anything exciting? Any fun, quirky activities going on for anybody? I'm gonna drink some water. It's interesting, the sides of this mountain this time around, they're kind of like an orange brownish tone. That's not usually the case. Interesting. I think I'll do this mountain base with the brown. I think that's the play for this painting. Once the cars are cleaned, you're going out for errands. Pog? Don't have work till Wednesday? Pog? Pog champ chat? That's huge. Yeah, I think my only plans for today is this. And then I think later we're gonna go to the closer grocery store, and I think this Skittle needs some milk, and we need bananas. We have 0 bananas. Mayday, mayday! Call everyone. We're out of bananas. It's getting bad. And then I'll try to draw later, hopefully. And then I don't know what else is the plan. I don't know what else is happening. Ebo, how are you today? Work was canceled because of the storm yesterday. Ooh. Feels good that you didn't have to call in and they actually just canceled everything for you. Feels good. As it should be. We had a delayed opening at work, but there's like nobody here. Is it one of those days where you're like, damn, this feels pointless to be here? I always remember days at McDonald's where like it was just so dead. Oh my god, like I'd rather just be home right now. Just like if I'm there, like at least let me do things. Like I would always hate when it's like dead as hell the whole time, because goddamn. At least let me be occupied with something. The classic, like just clean, like just like wipe down a table so like it looks like you're busy with something. That's a classic right there. Like, yep, I'll just wipe down this like station that was already clean. I'll just keep wiping it down so it looks like I'm doing something. You're gonna get McDonald's today? Someone ban Ebo for saying that. Just kidding. How does it feel to complete the 30-day push-up challenge? There was only a single day that I missed because I think that day I was super like drained from the previous day, and I think that day I might have like done like a bunch of other exercise already. I'm like, do I do push-ups today because I already did a bunch of shoveling? It's just snow was heavy as fuck today. It was so heavy. Like it was heavy and like icy snow. Oh my god, I love winter so much. I think shoveling snow is such a fun activity. What I think though, Ebo, I think I need more protein. That's what I need. I don't know. I honestly don't know if I'm eating enough half the time. Cause like, I don't know, like I feel like sometimes like when we're eating, like I feel like I'm eating so much, but I'm like, I'm still hungry, but I don't know if I should keep eating still. Does anybody here count calories? And if so, I'm sorry. I tried using like a MyFitnessPal back in like 2017. It was so annoying. I hated it. It was so obnoxious to deal with. Because if you were eating anything other than just like an apple, a banana, it was just like so annoying. It'd be like, okay, like the food that we make, it's like, okay, like the Skittle made this like Thai curry last night with chickpeas, and it's like, okay, like how many chickpeas did I eat? I don't know. How much of like the sauce did I have? Like how much percentage of the butter did I have? I don't know. Like, it's such a pain in the ass. I think it's so like not worth it. Like I super dropped that shit so quickly because I was like, this is like so annoying to deal with. And it's like, okay, how do I count this if I go and get like Osmos? And it's like, okay, yep, I had like half of it, but I got the light garlic sauce instead of the regular garlic sauce. It's, yeah. Yeah, counting calories is just a giant pain in the ass. That's not really worth it. I think as long as like you're eating well, like my mindset is as long as you're eating well, like I don't think you should just be like super crazy careful of what you eat, because like I don't really eat much like desserts and like sweets. Like I don't eat like chips ever, so Like, I don't think it's that important for me to count calories. Like, if your general diet is good, I don't think counting calories is necessary at all. Am I hopping on the 30-day squat thing? First the arms, now it's the cake. Probably will. I'll probably hop on it. Are you gonna keep doing the push-ups, Ebo, or are you done with doing push-ups? My arms were high-key so tired from shoveling snow, so I actually don't know if I'll do any push-ups today, but does that count for doing the push-ups? I mean, you can always venture forth into doing other exercises that isn't just push-ups strictly. You hit 3K, so you're done. Feels good. And like, there were definitely some days during the challenge where it was like, I like worked out and like, I like did pull-ups. I would sometimes do like resistance band exercises, and then I would still do the push-up challenge as well on top of it. So I was kind of out here cooking some days with the working out. Prac, why don't you get Osmos? You were literally telling me the other day, like, oh, I want a chicken shawarma poutine so bad. You should get Osmos, Prac. I'm gonna ban the word McDonald's in my chat. Just you wait and see. Imagine. I could though. I really could. It's too cold. But it's not cold enough to get McDonald's. Okay. Ah, butter. Ah. Cause I don't have to go outside. You already have to go to your car and such, though. You're already out anyways. My distaste for McDonald's will never cease. I will forever despise that place. Oh, it's in your building. Oh. Tell them to put good restaurants there instead. How about that? I think that could be cool if they did that instead. Oh, there's a little cloud back here. Cloudy. I didn't see that one. Yoink. Yoink. They're apparently putting a pho place in soonish. My coworker and I said we would go there when it opens. Pause, champ. See, now you're talking about good food. Now we're cooking. Right, chat? You know, it was crazy that I already hated McDonald's, and then they made a fucking Gen AI commercial. I was like, oh, these people are so ass. It's just getting worse. They are not getting any better. Nope, nope, nope. Sorry, you were Adge? Oh. I was just saying, that sounds pretty pog. We do like pho. A good food. We do love good food. Okay, actually, I think I'm actually gonna use this for this. We're doing page 2 of colors. Nobody panic. We're using page 2 of colors. My mound is also bigger than it should have been. My mound is a lot bigger than it is supposed to be. This is a common thing that happens for some reason. But it'll be okay. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. No one panic. Yo, Josh. Good morning. How are you? Your favorite Mario Paint streamer? Me? Really? Oh my god. I'm so honored. Anything exciting going on over there for you, Josh? Or nah? Yeah, I don't delve into page 2 very often, but I saw this color and I was like, that's a definite page 2 tone, I think. That was my immediate reaction. You got sick from Jacob? Buh. Why would he do that to you? Alright, forget you can go back. Whoa. Oh, that's an interesting interaction. You wrote the word sick and immediately started coughing? Buh. That's not hype. Dude, coughs are low-key so annoying. Such a low-key annoying thing to have to deal with if you're coughing like a bunch. What's this color look like? I don't know if I've ever used this one. Am I using a second page 2 color? Mayday, mayday. Weeboo, weeboo. The weird thing is he's been sick for a week and you only started feeling it yesterday. Illness is weird. Illness is super weird. That's definite. Everyone, get your vitamin C pills on deck. I recently got more vitamin C pills. For some reason, it is so hard to find vitamin C supplements that aren't flavored already. So I just ended up getting a flavored one. It was called a natural orange, which I think the ingredients... I'm pretty sure the ingredients outright say, yeah, that has orange peel powder in it. Kind of crazy. Are you telling cup of orange juice to get more vitamin C? Apparently I am. I guess I am. Right, Prack? Would you say you actually have orange juice frequently? I do not have... I don't even know when last once I had orange juice. It's been a while. You'd drink more orange juice if it wasn't like $7. Feels bad. The price of things. Actually, I kind of forget that there was an arc for like a while where my dad was like drinking orange juice all the time. I kind of forget that. Yeah, we used to like always have like a jug of orange juice in the fridge constantly. That feels so long ago at this point. It's the only tragic thing about orange juice is like you're not getting like the fiber or anything from like actually eating the fruit itself. So that's a little unfortunate, but orange juice is still kind of good. You're gonna run some errands now? All right, I'll enjoy getting some more moisturizer and toothpaste. See ya. One time a person gifted 5 subs on your stream just if you proved you had orange juice in your fridge, but you didn't have any, so you borrowed from Jacob. I mean, if he has orange juice, does that not count as you having orange juice? You guys only have one fridge, don't you? Or do you have like sections in the fridge, or just know like, yep, this is my stuff, this is your stuff? Okay, yeah, that's basically how it was at like the college house for me as well. It was just kind of like, okay, everyone just has like their part of the fridge. That's a definite, because the house that I lived at in college, like me and the people on my floor, we shared a fridge with the people who lived upstairs. So it was 6 people for one fridge. And I remember they talked about getting another fridge, like they considered it, and then yeah, they didn't. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, those people were kind of like not the greatest. Our landlords at that place they were kind of eh. They weren't amazing, but they were decent enough, I guess, to not be completely awful. You honestly don't have as much stuff as he does, so I let him use most of it. Let's go, Jake. Getting to use a ton of fridge space. When's me getting to have more Mario Paint space? Because goddamn, I am running low on space in my canvas right now. I do not have much space right now at the bottom. This is because I made my mountain too big. My mountain should be like 30% smaller or so. I didn't realize how big I was making it. It didn't feel like it was that big when I was making it. It'll be okay though. This like little pond might barely exist at the bottom here. A little frozen over water. Might barely get to make it. Mouse, can you move please? Thank you. Sharing fridges with more than one person is pretty hell. You've had times where you've had to avoid buying groceries because people would hog so much room. Yeah, I definitely know that feel. Especially like at the college place where it was like 2 of the 3 people upstairs just sucked. They were shitty people. The one guy upstairs, he was pretty cool. Shoutouts to Frank. He was pretty chill. I don't think I'll ever interact with him ever again, but as it's been a long time, but that guy was pretty chill. So he gets a shout out. But the other 2 guys, they sucked. They were nothing to redeem about them. Like, I don't think there's any issues with like the other 2 friends that I had on my like on the floor together that the 3 of us were on. Like, at least thankfully in the pantry we kind of had our own like spot, so that was kind of nice. You've had some pretty awful roommates and a few absolute gems. Same. Yeah, aside from like the friend, like, you know, aside from two buddies that were sharing the floor with me, in the first college house I lived at, I had a pretty chill roommate. I'm trying to remember his name. I'm pretty sure his name was Michael, but I forget if that was actually his name or not. But shout out to that guy. He was super cool. That guy was really nice. First person I ever lived with is still your friend 10 years later, and we played a repo last week. Did you win? I haven't played a repo in a long time. Kind of fell off that game. And I'm not really that interested in that game currently. So I don't even know if I like would. I was into it for a while last year when it was new. But at this point, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I had my fun with it. I think a big thing is just like every enemy just kind of sucks to deal with in that game. Unless if you have a ton of strength already. Or have like the sledgehammer on you. At least last time I played that, the sledgehammer was pretty OP. It was like easily a top tier weapon. But like when you're like level 1 and you get like certain enemies, you just like can't do anything about them half the time. Depending on what enemy you get. And it's just like a waiting simulator half the time. When you start learning what the monsters do, it takes away the tense factor. That's valid. That's totally valid. I don't think they ever fixed this really, but I did not like at all in that game how enemies wouldn't like be right next to you and wouldn't make any noise. It was so annoying. I think especially coming from Lethal Company, how in that game, like enemies have such clear, distinct audio cues. So like, it just felt like super annoying where it's like an enemy, like I would turn around and like an enemy would be right there and it's like, bruh, why did you not make any noise? That was like a constant annoying thing with that game. And as far as I'm aware, it's still like that. My friend and I didn't know what the doll enemy did, except he attacks when you pop balloons. That one, I never dealt with that one. I haven't played since they added like a bunch of new enemies. It was like, what? It's been like a month or so at this point, I think. Yeah, that one seems like at least like somewhat interesting. Yeah, like, being like, oh, you just have to like be careful with the balloons. That's why I think the duck enemy is like low key kind of interesting, just because it's like it's an enemy that isn't just like outright like just mean to you constantly. I guess it's more like a passive enemy that pesters you, even though it can be kind of annoying to deal with. But at least dealing with the duck was a bit more than just wait for it to go away. Or just hide simulator. Encounter the dog. I don't think the dog existed either for me. Yeah, I think they did an update. I think like at the start of this year, and they added a bunch of new enemies then, I'm pretty sure, and I've never played since then. I haven't played since like the summer, actually. Mouse, can you work with me? Please. Thank you. I'd say Repo for me and my friends who are playing that game. It definitely did not last nearly as long as Lethal Company did for us. Even though Repo does have funny things with it, to be fair. It had fun things with it. I'm not saying I didn't have a good time with it, but... One thing that super sucks, in my opinion, and Skittle's opinion, so therefore it's correct because Skittle also believes this, is that your stamina is so ass in Repo. It is so bad. Like, base stamina, you can sprint for like 1 second, and then it's like, oops, I'm out of stamina. And your stamina takes an hour to regenerate. It is so bad. I love it. Mouse, please stop doing this. My mouse keeps doing this. Like, I need to like de-dust the inside of it, maybe. I think. It's a cool enemy. You can pet it and then slowly realize you have to pet it. I don't know what happens when you fully stop, but his eyes start turning red if you stop petting it for too long. Interesting. So it's like... seems like kind of similar to like the Man-Eater in Lethal, just like based on that description, where it's like you kind of have to like tend to it like every so often. Or just have someone babysit the damn thing. It does recharge faster if you crouch, it's true. This is a true fact. But the thing is, I think even if you have like 5 stamina items, it still like isn't that great. And the thing is also, like, usually you would probably rather buy like strength upgrades in Repo. Over buying a stamina upgrade. At least in my opinion, because having strength is just like kind of essential to have the game be more fun, honestly. You feel you got your enjoyment from Lethal and Repo already, can't see yourself putting crazy hours into the game. That's understandable. That's totally valid. Have you tried Peak at all? Well, I guess it's not super new, but still newish. But the newest proximity chat game on the block. I'm a big Peak fan. I like Peak a lot. I think it's super fun. It is kind of tragic though that I have already, like, I've gotten most of the badges already. But I'm definitely not like, be like, okay, I'm done with this game. You done one round of Peak, and what did you think? So yeah, I love with Peak, since like the whole thing is reliant on your stamina bar. They made the choice where when you are running on the ground, your stamina depletes way slower than if you are like climbing. AKA, so that way just like getting around like doesn't take forever. Like if your stamina depleted as quickly as it did sprinting, as it does when you're climbing, it'd be so annoying. Like it would just take like so long to get places, and that would be less fun. That's why, like, maybe I would feel different about it nowadays, but I was one of those people that I didn't like Skyward Sword as a kid when I tried playing it. And I think a partial reason was because the stamina meter was just annoying, in my opinion, back then. I've never played Skyward Sword in a recent day, so maybe I'd feel different about it nowadays, but like, You know, in Zelda games, you roll to go quickly everywhere. And in Skyward Sword, you'd roll 2 times and be out of stamina. And I was like, bruh, let me just go quickly, please. So like, that was kind of annoying. I wonder if I would have felt similar in Breath of the Wild if I didn't know about whistle sprinting, because I abused whistle sprinting. I used that shit in my playthrough. Speedrunner even as a child? Apparently. Apparently. It's definitely a little tragic when you play a game and you just move slow AF. At least for me, that's like a tragic feeling. Like, damn, I am, like, it takes forever to get anywhere. You speedrun the first world of Mario 3. I remember like kind of, like not actually, but like kind of doing a Mario 1 speedrun when I was like 11 or something. I don't think I timed it or anything, but I remember I was just like running through the whole game. So I think that video still exists. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it still exists somewhere on my YouTube in a privated form. I have so many old YouTube videos that are just privated at this point, but it was like, I don't want to delete these, but I'll also just keep them private for now. You do follow me on Blue Sky, that's true. That's so true. Shout out to Blue Sky. Blue Sky being pretty cool. You can do it, Mouse. I believe in you. I believe in you. You went from my Blue Sky feeling dead to having too many posts, and all I did was follow 3 unhinged accounts. There was definitely a long time where, yeah, a ton of people were saying, my Blue Sky feed feels so empty. I miss the chaoticness of Twitter, etc., etc. And I do think one factor to that, from what I've heard a bunch of people say, is the default setting on Blue Sky, I'm pretty sure makes it so you only see posts from like English accounts, but you can like go into your settings and be like, I want to see posts in these languages. And I think if you just delete everything, like you'll see posts in like every language, but you can also filter it so it's like, I only want to see English and Japanese posts or whatever it might be. So I think that might be a partial reason why some people were like, oh, why is there nothing on my feed half the time? And like, I don't know if that is even like ever made obvious other than people like posting about it, like, hey, change this setting if you want to see more posts. I'm pretty sure it's the latter. I am pretty sure. Man, this part below the trees here is really reliant on like the actual brush. Like you can just like literally see how he like took the fan brush and just went like shoop, shoop with it. You can just see that outright. I cannot do that exactly. Just gotta kind of like do like a bit of this, I guess. Just kind of go with it. Just go with the flow. Just do something. Right, Ebo. Wishing he was home instead. Sometimes in art and other things, sometimes you're better off just doing something than like worrying so much about like what, like if you're doing the correct thing. Sometimes you should just like worry, you should just like get something down instead of necessarily worrying if it's like a super correct thing or not. You follow 100-ish accounts, but you only see posts from like 15 to 20 accounts. I know there are definitely some people that like outright just don't post on Blue Sky, but it's like, oops, I'm gonna keep posting on Twitter. Like, oops, yeah, I forgot I had this thing. Guess I'll try to use this more. And like, you know, I'm not gonna give people shit for using Twitter still, but it's also like, damn, like it's wild that like there are people that are still like okay with being on there. I haven't deleted my account or anything, but I definitely don't have any intent to use Twitter for the foreseeable future. Unless if it stops being ran by a total dickhead at some point. That'd be the awkward timeline. If like in like a couple of years, like a normal person gets like ownership over Twitter and it becomes like a good platform again. Cause like then it's be like one of the most like fucked up fall offs of like anything I've ever seen. Like it's like impressive like how much of like a brand killing happened to Twitter. And I don't know if this is still the plan, but apparently at one point it was planned to have Twitter or X become the everything app where it's like, oh, you can do your banking on here and yada yada yada. I'm like, okay, yep, that sounds like a great idea. The moment I think made me delete your Twitter account was realizing there was probably bots in the Melee community as well. Oh yeah, like at least like last time when I was looking at Twitter still, it was just full of like bot replies to everything. Like I feel like any like big post you would click on, it would always just be like all these like blue checkmark bot accounts just saying like the same things over and over. Like I feel like any like news account I would click on, or like any even like a gaming like news accounts or like movie news or whatever, like it would just be like the same like sort of like samey replies constantly. So, you know, bots. It's fucked up. You talked to a guy who told you his Twitter feed was normal, like he didn't see crazy shit. That guy's lucky. You miss Twitter? Same. I miss when it was a usable service and wasn't, yeah, ran by a insert bad word here. Yeah, I remember on my old phone, I like refused to update my Twitter app. I was like, if it updates, I'm just deleting this thing. But now I have a different phone. Thanks, Brack. Yeah, I'm not logged in on desktop at all. Like, it randomly just logged me out one day, and I was like, okay. Guess I'm done with this. Guess I'm like done even considering like using this. I feel like Twitter got too much hate pre-Elon. I feel like the people on other social media were worse. It's just that on Twitter you saw people's replies to posts. I looked at comments on Instagram. They are unhinged. Thoughts, Prack? Yeah, I don't care for Instagram. I don't like it. I've like never like really cared for Instagram. I don't know, y'all remember when they made Threads, how it was like, oh, to make a Threads account, you need an Instagram account. It's like, okay, cool. I remember when Threads came out, and then it was like, okay, immediately nobody cares about this. Like, this is immediately filler. Frame one of it existing. Facebook sucks? Oh yeah. I stopped using Facebook. I used to only use Facebook because of Vince. He was like the only reason I was using Facebook, but now we actually just message on Discord instead, so it feels good. Yeah, it's been so long. Like, it must have been like high school, like pre-2015, like 2011 to 2014 must be like the only time like I ever actually posted like on my wall. They even call it your wall anymore on Facebook. Nah, I don't have Messenger anymore. I just don't even want that on my phone. And it's like at this point, if anybody would want to message me, they would message me on Discord. And if there's someone that I don't have access to, otherwise, I probably like they're probably not someone I care to talk to, realistically. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's someone from college that's maybe tried messaging me. I don't even know. I guess there were some cool people from college that I had on Facebook. I guess like that's like the only thing, because I guess they would have no idea what my Discord would be. You went on Facebook recently and noticed your feed is like 50% people I follow, the rest is recommended posts. And those recommended posts are probably bots, I would guess, honestly. I'm pretty sure Facebook is like really bad for that, aren't they? That's what I remember hearing, that apparently Facebook is like so many bot accounts on there, and it's like, what's the point of this? I do not understand like the obsession these people have with like, oh, let's have a social media, but we're gonna feed millions of bot accounts to make it look more active. Like, what are we trying to do here? Like, what's the purpose of this? I don't get it. yeah, exactly. I have Facebook being full of boomers. Yeah, so they just like outright don't understand. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how back in the day, like in high school and such, like having Facebook, like that was like the, oh yeah, you gotta be on Facebook. Everyone's on Facebook, and now it's like, wow, fuck that place. Your mental health with social media has improved drastically. When I started to look at comments I don't like and think, yep, that's a bot or a 12-year-old. Yeah, I'm thankful on my Blue Sky feed. It's pretty tame, and I've definitely just started like going ham with like muting people. I'm like, I don't care about these types of posts or like muting words. I'm like, yeah, don't care. I want my feed to be chill. I'm gonna keep it that way as much as I can. We use, I don't remember that per se. Making fun of people for not having a Facebook. I believe it though. Yeah, I remember like one of my friends back in like grade 7 probably or something made a Facebook account for me when I was over there at his place. So yeah, back in the day. Yeah, nowadays like, yeah, no, I'm not touching that thing. Also, I did manage to fit the pond in here. Feels good. It's not as big as it should be. It's actually, you know, not too far off scale, but it's like a little smaller than it should be. That's okay. That's fine. Once again, if I would have the extra vertical height, like if the canvas like was all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top here, it'd be so good for me for these paintings, but we don't have that luxury. And that's okay. That's fine. Just the way of the road. Just gotta deal with it. On Blue Sky, I like don't see like hardly any Smash people on Blue Sky because I know a ton of people are still on Twitter. But yeah, I assume that was because I assume like there's probably a bunch of people that are like, I have 10K followers. I don't want to lose all that. I don't know. I remember there was some tourney I was listening to like a few months back, or I was watching, whatever, and I remember one of the commentators was like, I hate that it feels like mandatory to have Twitter as like a caster. I'm like, why? Like, I don't know, like do people like only look for, like, are there attorneys that only look for casters on Twitter or something? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Shoutouts to any like websites or like boxes that you, if you like, buy a product that like these days and it still has like the Twitter logo on it, or if like you go to like a website and it still has the Twitter logo on it. That's a huge shoutouts. The gigantic shoutout. Stewed. Shoutouts to him. Also, shouts to Genesis only being a couple weeks away. That's a huge shout to that. AK the main thing that I am looking forward to is hopefully, because Genesis will be the end, well, it will be the end of the Rivals 2 competitive Season 1 series. And so I'm like, okay, the end of the competitive season for Season 1. Hopefully that means we get some like actual like Pog update. I don't know. I want something that makes me want to play that game again, because I haven't cared to play that game in since August. Cause I'm like, damn, I don't know. Yo, Ark, are you? I did hear about that actually, yeah. I saw that like last night, I think. I was like, oh damn, I did not know that he had a son. I knew he was married. I didn't know he had a kid. That's rip Amsa. Also, you looked up Stewed, or you looked up Bobby Scar and a random old guy came up. Did you follow him? Shouts to Scar. Skittle was saying last night, like, yo, or was it last night or 2 nights ago? It was like recently. Skittle was like, I miss Toph. I'm like, yo, word. I like Toph on commentary. He's, I don't know, he's chill. We like Toph in this household. Same boat. I want to play Rivals, but I'm just kind of am with it right now. Yeah. Big same. It feels like all like the balance patches and updates they do, as someone who like, I guess like I haven't like actually played against another person in in like 6 months. It just doesn't feel like it really addresses like many of the actual problems that I feel like a lot of people have with the game. I don't know. If they ever make the game not just grab being optimal most of the time and going for a spike, catch me playing that game again. I deadass have been so disappointed with that game. I haven't been playing much recently, but I started like dabbling into Melee again to scratch that itch. I haven't played much over the past like couple weeks, but I started like messing around again with Melee after not playing Melee for years, basically. I was like, I want to play Rivals, but I don't know, I just don't care right now. It just ain't it. You thought about going to a big tourney just to meet Scar? Does he go to like any big tourneys still? I haven't seen him like in a long time. Also, I should probably end the painting because I'm gonna accidentally keep talking and just keep like dabbling in the paint. Because I think this painting's done. I think we're done with the painting. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one turned out pretty nice overall, I think, if I had to say. Yeah. We'll end the painting there, so I don't accidentally ramble and this video for YouTube ends up being another like 30 minutes long because of me talking. So yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.